To Oracle, and this is a reading for CP. CP wants to know, I'm a tarot card junkie. I keep buying decks. I haven't been confident enough to read them. I keep coming up with the same cards when I ask myself questions. So the question that CP has is, should I pursue more metaphysical hobbies? And which hobbies should I pursue? All right, well, CP, it appears that you've had a lot of different hobbies. You're one of those that have quite a few different hobbies of a bunch of different things, and you sort of jump around to the different hobbies. You have a big selection of hobbies, and as you jump around, you're not really sure how to take each hobby. In other words, do you take this particular hobby more seriously than the others, or is this a more casual hobby? So that's one of the things you have to decide in the metaphysical realm. If you are committed metaphysically to take tarot seriously, or to take, let's say, channeling seriously, or runes seriously. I mean, there's 15,000 different kinds of divination practices that you could do. So that's one of the things that you need to decide. Which ones do you want to take seriously, and which ones you don't you want to take seriously? And you have to, by the way, let's grab an oracle card from my deck. Let's see. We'll go with that one. So that is restrictions. That's kind of what I'm talking about here as well. So when you get into a particular hobby, you have to decide if you're going to take it very seriously or not, because there's so many fun things that you can do because they're hobbies, right? It's not something you do for a living. It's something that's fun, and so you're going to try out channeling, you're going to try out runes, you're going to try out oracles, you're going to try out tarot. You know, you're going to try out all sorts of the fun divination parts, and then maybe you try out witchcraft, or any sort of hobby or fun type of thing, and just to dip your toes in and see if the water's warm or is this something that's cold. Unfortunately, a lot of these hobbies take a considerable amount of time. For example, astrology, right? So you could dive into astrology and you could spend the next 5 years studying that as a hobby in your spare time, and you probably still, kind of haven't really mastered it, or a lot of times in some parts you just barely scratch the surface. So it's one of those things you have to figure out, which hobbies are you wanting to get serious with. And that is, the problem is there's so many choices of divinations and things like that, and there is that saying to where you can do a bunch of different things mediocre, or you can focus on one or two things and be amazing at it, right? So you have to decide which one of those do you want to do. So in my case, obviously, tarot is like my main forte. It's something that I take seriously, etc. So, but I think that, it's going to work out for you. It's just a matter of choice. And again, figure out what are you really passionate about and what draws you the most. So maybe you dip your toes in runes, right? And you just absolutely adore runes. Or you're doing tea leaves. You absolutely adore this. Or maybe astrology. It's so deep and so if you have like maybe a Virgo personality to where you're very detailed and everything is, sort of OCD type, maybe astrology is a good pull for you. If you're more a Pisces to where your intuition really kicks in, maybe channeling or maybe tarot is going to be your main thing. But pick a main thing. Pick something that you want to be amazing at and focus on that. Pick one or two of those. Try them all, but at the end of the day, focus on the ones that really draw your interest, that really sort of bring you in and make you passionate. Things that when you wake up, you're thinking about it. You go into bed, you're still thinking about it. If that type of hobby, find that one. That type of hobby should be the one that you go with. But again, fiddle with the others, but don't spend a lot of time with them. Get with your passionate one and become amazing at it. And it's one of those things, once you're amazing at it, people will come to you for whatever that is, right? So I guess I'm better than average at tarot, for example. So people come to me for tarot. They come to the channel, they want to watch and see things like that. And you could get sort of that same type of audience with your particular hobby. And you see a lot of people on YouTube that that end up writing books, right? Like Hellenistic astrology, Hori astrology, and things like that. These people wrote amazing books just based upon the fact that they had a hobby and they really got into it and they became a master at it. They became exceptionally good at it. That's one of those things that you're going to have to figure out. And the restrictions, it's like the fence. It's like the fence here. You have this sort of soft restriction that's not a huge restriction, but it's something that you could leap over if you wanted to into other things. But it's one of those things where you need to restrict your focus onto this side of the fence. Restrict your focus on the things that you're passionate about, the things that draw you in the most, and become great at it. Become great at it. So the answer to your question, should I pursue more metaphysical hobbies? Yes, you should pursue all of them. Find that passion and go with it. So that is my reading. You see the obvious choices here and things like that. You have the obvious, the cards that you're talking about seem to be just on your mind. The devil is sort of that pull towards doing too many things and being mediocre at all of them. But I think that you'll be successful. Obviously, we have the sun and things like that. So restrictions points to narrow your focus, get good at one thing, and be passionate about it and be amazing with it. Anyway, CP, thank you so much for your long email. And I appreciate your writing me. If you have a tarot reading that you would like for free, please write me in the comment section and I will get to it as time permits. Right now, obviously, like half my time is being focused on creating art. So that's one of those things, right? Anyway, so thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.